You guys, welcome back to the channel, and I want to first start off by apologizing if I look really terrible. It's because my air conditioning unit is just not seeming to work in my apartment, so it's been pretty goddamn hot and I'm just surviving at this point. But regardless, I wanted to shoot this video even though my PC is pushing out a bunch of heat. We're just gonna have to tank it. By now, I'm assuming that you are all aware of the whole Target situation when it came to Pride Month. Now, this Pride Month was probably one of the most polarizing Pride Months I have ever seen in the history of Pride Month. I am sure there's some examples in the distant past that I'm just not really familiar with, but I've only been on the planet for so long. But 2023 was pretty damn insane, you have to admit. And I think the reason why, and I think many have come to this conclusion, is the whole Bud Light and Dylan Mulvaney thing that was happening. Of course, that stuff happened before Pride Month, but it only stoked the fire of each side to become a little bit more egregious. Now, back to Target. Target decided to partner with a clothing brand that's very well known to be a little edgy when it comes to what they put out. The word satanic has been thrown around a few times, which I kind of have to agree with, and I will post a couple of examples here and here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. This clothing company that had partnered with Target decided to make some things that are a little bit more tame, but still very, very creepy. Now, of course, major media outlets are saying that the entire boycott is basically on the backs of conservatives. They're the ones who are pushing this whole thing. As anecdotal as it may seem, I personally know some liberal people that thought the idea of using this particular company to produce pride stuff was really in bad taste, and they can see the reason why there was a boycott to begin with. But we are really starting to see the effects of the boycott itself. Target market cap losses hit $15.7 billion. Shares approach 52-week low amid woke backlash. Target's decision to move pride displays at some locations last month set off firestorm. So of course, yes, when there was an initial boycott and Target decided to move these things either off the floor or all the way in the back of the store, the other side decided to boycott them as well, which of course is what happened with the Dylan Mulvaney Bud Light situation, where Bud Light kind of backed off of Dylan Mulvaney, and the LGBT plus whatever community decided to actually boycott them as well at some of their bars and stuff, which should be a pretty big red flag to you guys to tell you that none of these companies give a crap about you. They simply only care about making money, and that should say no matter what side of the camp you're on, these companies will flip on you in a dime if it means they can make a few more dollars. Target's market value was over $74 billion before the pride displays made national news, as tracked by Dow Jones Market Data Group. The retailer initially irked conservatives with pride displays that featured items such as assorted children's apparel and tuck-friendly women's swimsuits. But some in the LGBTQ community also became outraged when the displays were dialed back ahead of Pride Month. Shares fell to $126.48 when the market closed Monday after eclipsing $161 just last month. Three Wall Street firms have since downgraded the shares on concerns over slowing sales. Target shares are just shy of a 52-week low of $125.08. Now, is Target obviously hurting in the short term because of this? Absolutely. But will it hurt in the long term? I don't really know. I don't really think so, but we'll see. But because of these losses, investors are starting to get a little pissed off with Target. When you start doing a marketing campaign for something that's very much culturally divided, you are really risking a lot of money when you do so. But even more so when you can't even stick to your guns and you abandon the project entirely and you kind of flip on the other side as well. Which again goes to show that these companies show no loyalty other than to the almighty dollar. But in that attempt, like Bud Light, like I had said before, it kind of backfires and they end up losing even more money. After conservatives Target boycott, Stephen Miller Group sues over losses. A shareholder's lawsuit argues that the retailer's handling of conservative backlash over Pride Month merchandise costs investors billions. I mean, yeah, of course, especially if you're wishy-washy and you're flip-flopping on what side you really land on, you're basically pissing off literally everybody who does business with you. And this is exactly why I would like to see none of these companies take a harsh cultural stance on really any topic for that matter. Just make good products and sell them. You don't need to pretend that you are for something when you're clearly not. Just give me good stuff and shut up. That's all they care about. A conservative legal group led by a former advisor to President Donald Trump is suing Target over shareholder losses in the wake of boycotts of its Pride Month displays. The lawsuit, filed Tuesday by former Trump White House advisor Stephen Miller's America First Legal, argues that Target misled investors when it said it was monitoring risks related to diversity, equality, and inclusion policies. The retailer's stock price has fallen almost 20% since mid-May when Target was met with protests, bomb scares, in-store threats from customers, and a shock market rout after an uproar over long-held pride displays. Now, as far as this lawsuit is concerned, I'll be real with you, I don't think it's going to go too far. When you look at the fact that Target has basically had a Pride Month event went pretty much for like a decade, there's really no evidence in terms of knowing how the market would have actually approached this. But that said, if you look at previous things that had happened before this whole thing, and there has been a number of them outside the Bud Light Dylan Mulvaney thing, it comes as no shock that this lawsuit would be pursued, especially considering the partnership that Target had gone with. It probably wasn't in good taste. But in conclusion, is Target going to go anywhere? No, I don't think it's going to go anywhere. Are they going to continue to lose money and lose market share? Absolutely. I think it's inevitable. I think that a lot of these companies who decided to take a stance on a political issue are definitely just bound to lose money, especially one that's this controversial. And I know a lot of people didn't watch the video I made about ultra-right beer. I don't want to see that crap either. I don't want to see your politics in products whatsoever. I will say it again and again, make good products and just shut the hell up. It's really that simple. But of course, I want to know what you guys are thinking, so leave those comments in the comment section down below. But as always, do not forget to hit that like or that dislike button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you hopefully get notified every time I post a new video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.